Here we have the Givi crash bars, engine guards for the Suzuki DL1000. Now we shall open the bag and check the content. Okay, we've cut the bag open and we've taken the part bag out. And now we're going to open the part bag and we're going to make sure we have all the required hardware before we start. Okay, I've gone through the part list and checked all the parts, including the screws in the bag, and they add up to what's been outlined here on the instructions as far as the part list. So that part's complete. The other part is we're going to take those crash bars and we're going to place them on the bike to see if they line up as expected. Okay, we're here with the DL1000 Suzuki, and what we're going to do is put on the engine guard, the Givi engine guards. And the first step is you've got to remove some of the plastic here in order to do that. So the black plastic right along here, right underneath the gas tank, I've already taken a bolt out of here. So once you take the screw out for the bolt, it's just clipped on here, and they're pressure clips, so they push in, so you just have to pull it out and then slide it out. You see the little clips here, clip into here. So you remove that, put that aside. Now I've got one of the crash bars. They come in two pieces, and the reason you have to remove that is so you can get at the bolt up here, because this will mount right in there, and there's another piece that has to go on right here, and will connect here, and then it'll connect on the other side. So everything looks good. We're going to start removing these bolts here and then start mounting this. So the hope and desire is that we don't have any trouble taking these bolts off. They're Allen. Here's a tip. If you're going to use an Allen key like that, it's probably not going to work. These things must be torqued on pretty good. They're part of the engine mount. So you can try pulling on that, but it's not going to move that easily. So we're going to have to see if we've got a socket Allen key, and see if we can get those bolts off that way. Okay. Now I had to take the plastic off, and the reason for that is because when I have to tighten up the inside bolt here on the engine guard, this piece here, it rotates, but there's a bolt on the inside. I need a little more clearance to get at it, so I took the plastic off in order to do that. The other thing is, as I said, the Allen key is not going to do it. You really need a hex socket set to actually take these bolts off. So that's what we're going to do now. The other side has actually already been done, so we just have to work on this. And actually, I'm going to leave this part first. I'll leave this part, and I'll work on this part first, put some bolts in. This piece here is actually a bracket for the engine, so I don't really want to take all four bolts out at the same time. I'm going to take these two out, start putting the engine guard on, leave it hanging off a little bit here, and these things will act as, holders or guides so that this thing doesn't move out of place. I doubt it will, but I don't want to take that chance. Okay, I've removed these two bolts here up on the top piece. We'll get the engine guard. Now, this is this triangle piece here that fits onto one of the mounts. So what happens is it goes on like that, and then connects with the other piece down here. I've stuck a bolt on here with a washer. I'm just going to remove that. As I said, the other piece is already on. There's also this little spacer that comes, which actually fits into this piece of pipe, which fits into the other piece of pipe and joins the two. So I'm going to leave that in there so I can line it up. But this little triangle piece here, as you can see, has a screw in it. It's an Allen, a hex. I just want to tighten that up a little bit more so that I don't have to do as much tightening when I put it on the bike. I just want to get it on so it just freely rotates. Okay, that's snug there. I'll back it off a little bit. Okay, so there it rotates. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount that on. Now the problem I'm going to run into here is I'm going to have to hook it into there. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to really just pilot these bolts in. I'm going to tighten them up because I need some room to play. Just put them in by hand because I just want them to hold this bracket just in case it wants to move when I remove the other two. Like I said, I doubt it will. I don't want to take that chance. Okay, but I need some play in this. That's why I don't want to tighten it up snug, because I got to make sure I got enough play to get this thing in, which I think I do right there. And now this is away from these two. Now I can take these two out, and then I'll move it into place, tighten it up. Okay, so tighten this on. Cross center here. Keep your hand here so you don't scratch the tank. Okay, now this is the piece in the back here. And this is my, so I'm going to use the Allen key here just to try and tighten up this reverse of this back screw. Allen screw. So, which way is it? Tighten this up. Push up on it, but as you can see, if it was plastic on here, I wouldn't be able to actually get in there. So there we go. I tightened up the inside bolt there, and that's as simple as it gets. But the key thing is, you got to plan ahead. Plastic has to come off here. Probably best to take the plastic off here, so that you can get in with a key to tighten up this piece once you've got this on. Because this thing pivots here, best to do two at a time. That way this bracket doesn't move. Like I said, it's doubtful it probably will, but you don't want to take that chance. And you tighten up. Now, the tough part will be getting the plastic back on, because you've got some protrusions here that you sort of have to finesse back into sitting right here. And anyways. Now the other, well, there's the crash bars on there, as you can see. Closer look at where they mount, right there. And then underneath there, there's that bolt I was talking about that connects. Okay, so there's a back view of the crash bar, crash guard, engine guard, whatever you want to call them, on the bike. Now I'm going to leave that front plastic off for now. Now the reason I'm going to do that is because I do want to get a look at that air cleaner, air filter, and I got to lift that tank, but I just don't want to do it right now. So I'll do that when I have access to a replacement, if I need a replacement.